What's going on, Fizz Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by this week. Now, this week we are continuing our fall flavor series on the channel. However, before we get into that, let me ask you a quick favor. I need your full undivided attention for this one. Why don't you take a real quick second to go ahead and hit that like button? You can do it. I believe in you. I'm gonna go ahead and wait 5 seconds and we will continue. Ready? Hey, you did it. Thank you so much. Now, the next thing I want you to do is hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Because as I mentioned previously, we have set a goal to hit 500 subscribers on this channel by Wednesday, November 15th. If we can pull it off, I will get on Facebook and YouTube Live on Thanksgiving Day to try Jones Turkey and Gravy Soda. This is from last year. I've had it sitting in my fridge for a whole year. I never did get a chance to try it last year. And I'll gladly go live and try this in front of all of you if we can hit 500 subscribers by November 15th. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and sharing this video with your friends, as well as following me on all my socials, they're right up here, go ahead and find them. That would be greatly appreciated. So anyway, what do you guys say we just go ahead and get right into the content that you guys are here to see? Coca-Cola Creations is back with the second of 2 limited edition flavors. We tried the League of Legends collaboration Coca-Cola Ultimate last week. Card is above my head in case you missed it. So obviously this week it's time for us to try Coca-Cola Y3000. Y3000 is billed as Futuristic flavor. As usual, your guess is as good as mine. Coke's website describes the flavor as the first limited edition Coke flavor from the future. It says it's from the year 3000. Created to show us an optimistic vision of what's to come where humanity and technology are more connected than ever. For the first time, Coca-Cola Y3000 was co-created with artificial intelligence to help bring the flavor of tomorrow to Coke fans. Taste the future now. Uh-oh. Seriously, Coke? Y'all used artificial intelligence to create a new Coke flavor? No. I have seen the Terminator and Matrix movies, and I know that this is always how it starts. First, you start messing around with AI, and the next thing you know, robot overlords. It appears that we're about to usher in the apocalypse. You guys wouldn't know a good sense of humor if it hit you right in the face, I swear. But I digress. What do you say we go ahead and pop the top and give it the old sniff test and see what it tells us about our future? Let's go. This is interesting. It really just smells like extra spicy Coke. It's interesting, like the predominant scent is the Coca-Cola, the classic Coca-Cola flavor, but it's almost like it's got a little bit more of a cinnamon aspect to it. It smells kind of like cinnamony Diet Coke, actually, which is interesting because this is available in the zero sugar version, but this is not the zero sugar version. This is just the regular. Okay, so the sniff test is a little inconclusive here, I would say. However, as you know, the sniff test is only going to get us so far. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and grab our trusty glass with ice, give it the old pour, and see what we can figure out. Okay, as you can see, it's definitely got that classic caramel coloring that any Coke product would have, any regular Coke product would have. Take a look at that. Yeah, it doesn't look any different than classic Coca-Cola. All right, y'all, I'm certainly interested to see if I can taste anything different than what I've smelled here, because like I said, what I've smelled really is not all that different from classic Coke, but only one way to find out, so bottoms up. Here's to you. Well, the first thing I'll say is this is definitely a Coke product. And I say that because at first sniff and at first taste, it really isn't that much different from classic Coke. Like, it just tastes like regular classic Coke with just a little bit of extra spice to it, almost like clove or cinnamon, something to that effect. Like, it kind of reminds me of Coke Starlight from last year, except this is not leaning as heavily into the extra flavor. It's definitely more of your classic Coke with just a hint of something extra, something a little bit more cinnamony, something a little bit more spicy, but definitely not anywhere near as in your face as some of the other flavors that they've tried recently. So I'm not really 100% certain what's different about it other than just a slight addition of extra flavor. So yeah, I mean, I like it, but it's mainly because I like classic Coke, and this is basically that. It just has a little bit of an extra something to it. Almost feels like there's something missing, if I'm honest. Okay, so what do I think? Fizz Nation, do I have any Pokemon fans in the audience? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not a huge Pokemon nut, but I followed it kind of loosely throughout the years. If you're familiar with Pokemon and the lore behind it, you know that Pokemon have this ability to evolve. Like they're born as something and then they evolve to like the final form, sometimes only once, maybe twice, of the version that they were born as. Like Pikachu evolving into the final form of, I want to say, Raichu. If Coke is going to sell us on the idea that this is a futuristic version of Coca-Cola, you could almost consider it the evolved form. That is kind of what I'm thinking about here. That is how this makes the most sense. This is classic Coca-Cola evolved into something more than what it was. The base is there and still predominant, you still know what it is, but it's got something extra that wasn't there before that levels it up a little bit, if that makes any sense. Because honestly, that's the only way that this makes sense to me. Last week, I was not sure how I felt about Coke Ultimate because I felt like they added a flavor to it that fought with the classic Coke flavor and overpowered it, and it was just multiple different things kind of competing against each other. With this, I kind of feel like I felt about a few Pepsi products that we tried this year. It just felt like they just added a little something just to say that they could add something. But they didn't really create anything new or exciting or adventurous. They just kind of added something to what was already there in order to call it a limited edition flavor. Now the flavor is good, don't get me wrong, I do like it, but that's because I like classic Coke, which is essentially what Coke Y3000 is. It's essentially the concept of the classic that we all know and love, but what it will be like in about 1,000 years. Which is interesting marketing to be sure, but like I said during the taste test, it feels like something is missing. I feel like they could have been a little more adventurous with this, because now I feel like it's mostly going to be forgettable when it's no longer on the shelves, which is unfortunate because I really was looking forward to this flavor. But maybe you've tried it and you feel a little differently, and that's perfectly okay. Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below what you think. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for me, Fizz Nation. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel again this week. If you like this video and you didn't hit the like button in the beginning like I asked you to, please go ahead and hit that button right now. It really helps the channel out a lot more than you know. If you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss notifications for any future videos. Also, go ahead and follow me on all my socials. Let's get the word out so we can get 500 subscribers by November 15th. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. You guys have yourselves a great week, and we will see you next time.